Hi everyone, my name's James from the YouTube channel Plumber Parts, and there are 4 mistakes that everyone makes when they're changing over these taps here. We're going to go through those 4 mistakes now, and then I'm going to change these taps in front of you so you can learn how to do it yourself. And if you haven't subscribed, just leave. I don't want you to learn anything from this video. Comment below if there's any that I've missed. Also, the tools that I use in this video you can get on our Amazon store as well. So let's get on with problem number 1. Here we go, hold tight. There's an extra 5th mistake that I make at the end of this video, and it's very, very embarrassing, so don't go anywhere. The first one is, before you even begin, make sure you buy the right tools. This is a tube spanner just for taps. On one end we've got the one that you'd use for 1/2-inch taps, like the ones we're changing today. That's the smaller end. And you've got this end here that is for 3/4, that you're going to find more on bath taps. We've also got a special tap spanner here that can go onto one side and tighten up one way or loosen. And if you flip this over, it will then go to the tightening. They also have a small extendy piece on here, well, this particular one does. So if you're going really high up through a tap, then you can go and get it. You can also buy smaller tube spanner sets that I've used in other videos as well if you're doing kitchen taps. But today, because we're using a basin tap, I'm going to be using these 2 tools here. The second mistake that I come across all the time is the fact that people haven't turned their water off properly and then drain the system out. We can turn this system off here by turning that valve off. And then I've opened up this tap here and all the other taps in the house, particularly the ones upstairs, to allow air into the system to let those pipes drain out. If we don't do that, look at this here. We've got a house, we've got tap there, tap there, tap there, tap there, tap there, tap there. We're changing this tap. We turn the stopcock off to the whole house that's feeding all these taps. And then we open this tap up and then water stops coming out. But all this pipe work here is full. So we need to open this tap to allow air in, that tap to allow air in, and that tap to allow air in, which is exactly what I'm doing now. As you can see, we've got a nice little steady flow. Once that's stopped running, we can get on with the job. So it's obvious, turn the water off, but for a lot of people, it's not so obvious to let all the water out of the taps upstairs and downstairs. Just open every cold and hot water tap you can. If you don't do that, you're going to get a wet crotch when it comes to doing this job. So make sure you drain all the pipe work out. Honestly, you will thank me for it. The next one is not investing in some spare washers. I've left this particular pack in our Amazon store below, along with the tools that we're going to use in this, but this is more of a just in case. Sometimes you'll find when you take off the nuts underneath that connect to the old taps that you need to put new washers on. If you buy a kit like this, you'll get some nice rubber washers that go with it, but also you'll get fiber washers that sometimes need a nice little bit of jointing compound, but should actually just nip up on their own, and they're going to fit around the shrouds on here to make sure that everything's okay when it comes to changing the taps over. There is one final thing that people get wrong all the time, and it's a bit of a joke one, but it's protect these knees. Honestly, I knelt on something earlier on and I nearly cried. Anyway, let's get on with getting these taps out. So we've got the water off now, everything is good. We can now use our spanner. Now, a good thing I do to make sure that I've got the spanner the right way around is I do that with my finger, and that's tightening it up. So I want to loosen this one off, so I'm going to go the other way around. Then I can try to get this up here, just like so. Sometimes you'll find that the basin is so small that you can't even get a tap spanner around, but that one's just gone in. Sometimes what you can do as well, just as an aside, is you can get, if you can get your adjustable up there like this, an adjustable spanner, you can get that up there. Just give that a bit of a loosen, and there you go, that is already loose. This is such a tight one, so I'm glad I'm actually showing you on a difficult one here, because this is difficult. My life's difficult sometimes. As I said, I'm glad I'm showing you this on quite a tight basin, so hopefully you won't have to have this problem, but you have to persevere sometimes when it comes to this sort of thing, and these weren't exactly easy to get out, but they both came out in the end, and I was ready to put them back in. Mia's here. Hello, Mia. Woof, woof, woof. No, away you go, go on, off you go. We're not playing, and you're not taking that. No, away. Next thing you should do is always make sure that when you put your lovely new tap in, that if it's got a rubber on it, just pop that on the bottom there, and then you can pop this in the hole. It may be a good thing to point out as well. It's a struggle for me as a plumber to do this sometimes, because you're just trying to work in such small time. I mean, this basin is ridiculous. It may be easier to take the basin off sometimes, but there we go. That's one done. Now we'll get over here and do this next, this one. So I just want to reiterate to you guys that this isn't easy, and whoever installed these taps earlier with the pipes coming just out of the wall like that with nothing underneath, for me to be able to move the pipe out of the way and then get a nice tube spanner on there. That was a bit of a nightmare, I've got to say. But in the end, we did get it all done and I got them piped up again. Also, it looks like the valve for the house might not quite be holding, so I might have to have a word with them about getting that reseated as well. Right then, that's done. So, go upstairs. Lovely house this is, by the way. Gorgeous atrium. Turn off all the tapes that you turned on. Lovely. And then you can turn the water back on. And here comes my mistake number 5. It's a big one and it caused a little bit of a flood. Check this out. The last thing you should never do is turn the water back on and forget to turn the taps off that you've just installed. Then go around upstairs and just open up all the taps and let any air out, otherwise that might shock someone who doesn't know that you've done this job. If you've liked today's job, then I think you're going to love this video here as well. This is a great video about all the mistakes people make when working on compression fittings. Something that we do quite often in the world of plumbing. So go and click on that now, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Love you very much, and remember to hold tight. Ciao bella.